What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is justjen, and I got a two special guests today. I feel like I'm on top of the world. Now, in this world of metal music, I grew up listening to, well, we called it death metal back then, 6 Feet Under, Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, all that good stuff. So deathcore is making a comeback, and I got these two amazing guys who actually run a band called Carcosa. They're from British Columbia, and we could say hi to these guys now. It's Johnny and Andrew. Hi, guys.
Hello. How are you?
I'm splendid. I'm so splendid. Thank you so much for coming on. I know that deathcore is one of my favorite genres. I put you guys in the top 3 because I'm like a big Slaughter to Prevail fan, and then Lorna Shore, of course, and then Carcosa.
No, thank you.
Hell yeah, thanks.
Big
That's
names
awesome.
to be included in that. It's crazy.
You also mentioned some really cool death metal bands before there too. DSI
Oh
and stuff.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the old school. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you remember them, but they were kind of underground. Their name was Macabre, and they sang songs all about serial killers. It was crazy.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah. Pretty straight up death metal vibes right there.
Oh yeah, Macabre, and you know the deathcore. I think there's a special font for you guys that for all deathcore bands. It looks like these just like gnarly tree branches, I call them. I think they had also used that font. Sinister Slaughter was the album, and if you can look it up, you should definitely do that. You guys put an album out last year in August, anthology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
correct.
Man, I am so bad with words. It's not even funny. I get tongue-tied all the time.
Right, I'm the same way. I'm basically dyslexic. You can ask me.
Yes. And how does that work as being musicians? Is it therapeutic? Like, I'm so dyslexic.
I don't know. I don't want to be. It's kind of like only a recent realization for me because like I'll write lyrics and I'll be passionate about it. I'm like, oh hell yeah! And then Andrew,
and then he says them to me, and I'm like,
you spelled all of those things wrong. So,
but Johnny's looking at him like, but they make what do you mean?
They make sense to him for sure, but you know.
Yeah, I'm not that bad. Like it's not really bad, but I just like mess stuff up every so often.
Just a little spell check here and there will do.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, man. Google that, or Windows 10 is a great program. Right click it, and it's like there it is. You're like, hey, it looks kind of familiar. You know, that's great.
Close.
See that? I think it. You know, a lot of people you can embrace it, or you can let it like just plague you. And you know, ruin your day. But you know, it's just a quirk. I think it's a learning disability, but it's still a quirk. I know I have it.
We're all human.
That's right. We could be worse. I mean, we could have like, you know, lobster claw fingers or something. You know,
this is true.
That would be a little worse, I think.
Yeah, it'd be a little bit worse.
I mean, I'm like 5'1 3/4, so that's why I always wear like heels or platform Doc Martens or something, because I'm technically a little person. Like if I was, well, a couple inches less than I would be technically a little person. So you know, I embrace my shortness because like if things go down, like you can go high, I'll go low.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Run between the legs.
Right, absolutely. So it was funny that I was surfing the interweb for you guys, and a Forbes magazine article came up. So you know, like with like Johnny, I'm dyslexic, so they had a really awesome thing about you could hear the article, right? 13 minutes long or something it was. And it said that Johnny is in another band, touring band and stuff. So
I am.
Now it's Fallen Angel, am I right?
Angel Maker.
See,
if you are into deathcore and you like bands like us and Slaughter and stuff, highly recommend. From a non-biased point of view, I'm fairly new to the band. I'm the newest member, but I used to listen to Angel Maker before I joined the band. Highly recommend checking them out because I think you would really like them.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. Now my friend Thomas Double T, he's the one that got a hold of you guys so relentlessly to come on my 100K celebration video. So thank you guys for that. Also,
yeah, of course, anytime.
Oh, I was like, oh my freaking god, because I was live streaming and he had requested Vermin, and knowing that like a lot of my viewers are older, they like the more symphonic metal and stuff. So when
Mhm.
Double T throws those specials in there, I get excited because I love deathcore and always have. And when I see that one, I was like, damn, oh my god. So how do you feel about reactors doing your guys' stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we love it. I guess it wasn't on the stream, but like right before this, we were taking a look at some of Galactic Criminals, and yeah, it's always awesome. Like, I think I'm not the one to come up with this phrase, but I've heard people say kind of like reaction channels are the new radio in a way, and I think that's completely true. Like, I don't know, when I think back to being a kid, when you were listening to the radio, whether you were interested or not, like there was, what were they called? Like, I guess to be the DJs, like, they talk between the songs, they talk about things that are going on in their city or what tours are happening, all that stuff. And now, radio isn't as much of a thing. And I think that all of that has kind of shifted to become more of like reaction channels or Twitch streamers and stuff like that. And obviously I've been a YouTuber for a really long time. So like
Yeah.
I am down with any YouTuber or content creator who's helping us. I'm on board with it. I love it. And we try to, embrace that as much as possible. Cause like at the end of the day, all it does is help us out. So like, why would we not encourage that? Right.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And also thank you for reacting to Vermin. We appreciate that. That's super nice of you to do.
Oh, you're welcome. I did a
but-
plague too. That was a wolf. Oof, that's a good
Hell
one.
yeah. Hell yeah. Thank you. But yeah, like Andrew, we definitely we're not on the side of like reaction channels are dumb or whatever. Like we're very much on the side of that, being content creators ourselves. And it's kind of like, in my opinion, if I could compare it to something, it was like when I was a kid getting into deathcore, like when I was in grade 8 in like 2008 or whatever. I loved watching like breakdown compilations, like top 10 breakdowns, that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think like reaction channels, like what you do and what, like Galactic Criminal does, feels like that, where people go to reaction channels to find new music and like hear crazy breakdowns. And they also get to know you as a personality and they want to know more about what you like. And they come to you because they like your taste in music and they bounce off of that. So I think it's great. I think reaction channels are awesome.
Yeah.
Hell
And
yeah.
even people who already know a song, like what was the big one from like Demolishers, Larger Prevail, right? Like that song is so popular. Like everyone who likes deathcore has definitely heard that song. But it doesn't matter if they already know the song. Like they want to see what you think of it. They want to see your reaction because they know like, oh, this part coming up is super sick. I wonder how she'll react, right? And I don't know, it's really cool. And obviously for us too, like we don't get to play live very much, especially because COVID. But so during that time especially, it was awesome because that was the only way we could see people reacting to our music, so we could actually tell if we were doing a good job or not.
It's true.
Yeah. Out of all because I love even being a reactor, I love watching reactions. It is like the latest thing. I agree with you guys and 100%. And I also agree with you where you say it helps bands out and it helps people explore new music, especially if you find a content creator. Andrew, you have a massive YouTube channel and you guys are on TikTok. And John, are you on YouTube too? Do you have a channel?
Yeah, I do. It's just under my name.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I think that's so cool. It's rad, and your people also, like what you said, they come to you to see what you're listening to. I'm like one of those reactors that I don't have like a refined palette for, or like I'm not like biased as to what genre to do. Like I'll do K-pop, I'll do deathcore, I'll do symphonic metal. It's all latest is Bloodywood, and it's fun for me because you're not stuck in that, like, because you've picked a genre, that's it. But see, as a reactor, I want variety, and with reactions, I love that the reactions that I see for you guys are hilarious. Like Galactic, what is his name? Galactic Criminal, right? Yeah. Oh Lord, he makes some of the silliest faces. Nick Nocturnal did some for you guys as well, and he's an awesome reactor too. It's so cool. He's a musician as well.
Yeah.
And when Johnny, when you were saying about getting into deathcore scene. Now you were in the 8th grade. Andrew, how about you? How did you fall into the deathcore like genre? How did you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I think well, actually, I know exactly how it happened. So you remember the game Rock Band? I'm sure most people hopefully
Yes.
remember that. It's not that old, but yeah. So that would have been, fuck, how old would I have been? Like 15 or 16 or something like that. And there was like DLC, like you could pay extra to get like packs of songs or whatever. And at the time, I really liked metalcore, so I think like the Devil Wears Prada had a song in like this pack, but you had to buy the whole pack. Like it was 4 songs, and I was like, I really only want this one, but whatever. So I bought it, and then one of the songs in that pack was Whitechapel with their song "This Is Exile."
Yes.
And that was the first time I heard Whitechapel, and I was like, how can a human make that voice? Like I thought it was like some kind of, plug-in or effect or whatever. Like I was like, there's no way like a person can actually sound like that. And then I think, going back to reactors, like I had a friend in high school as well who we were both like into metal, and we were always kind of trying to like one up each other and like show each other heavier and heavier stuff. And then he showed me a Suicide Silence with No Pity for a Coward, because it was like ridiculous. And at the time, I don't even think I liked it at first, because I was just like, this is like way too much, like way too crazy. But then, the more you listen to it, the more you like it. And it was one of those two. I don't remember which came first, but those were my first experiences with deathcore. And yeah, I would have been like, I don't know, 14, 15, around that age.
Yeah.
Like back in 2008, I think. Yeah.
So it's so funny because like during those times is when you're most like Johnny too, like 8th grade, right around that time. You're that most impression, that's when the kids are most impressional. And that's where they pretty much find themselves. And see me, I found myself at 41, like I'm gonna be 42 in May. And I'm like just now finding out like myself again, because I lost myself, a lot of struggles in my life, and music has always like, like when I'm feeling like that I need a hug, I'll put some Nightwish on. If I feel like I want to kick someone's ass but I don't want to go to jail, I'm gonna jam out to some Carcosa, some Slaughter to Prevail, and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, music's the anchor, man.
It sure is. It sure is. False vocal cords. Johnny, you're a beast. Absolutely. And Andrew, your voice is absolutely amazing too. Like, since you're in another touring band and Carcosa is really not touring right now, how the hell do you do that all night long throughout your tours and not like break something?
A lot of practice and a lot of taking care of your throat. So before care and after care, basically. I say this to Andrew a lot because Andrew is also working on his vocals and trying to improve and do new things and stuff. And yeah, what I really preach is like doing your warm-ups. Like if you go, it's really anything. It's like if you were going to go work out or run and you didn't stretch before and then you pull muscles, right? It's the same thing with your vocal cords. Like you need to warm them up. You need to train them to get ready to do this aggressive sound, because if you just do it out of nowhere, you're just going to shock your throat and it's going to be like, whoa, and then you're going to hurt yourself. But it's the same thing, like doing a cool down as well, like just like letting your throat relax a bit, doing particular things to massage it and let it relax. And after shows and stuff, for vocals specifically, it's good to just not yell after. Like it's really hard not to do that, because like if we're at the merch table and we're selling stuff to people and they want to talk, which is great. I love to talk to fans and hang out and stuff. But it's also like, I don't want to have to yell over an entire show.
Right. It's, you get deaf in there too, especially being a fan.
Yeah. So it's really, it's a lot of just balance. Like you want to be sociable and hang out with people afterwards, but you also want to, take care of yourself. Like we did 2 shows with Archspire in, when was it, Andrew? November.
Nice.
And it's like, we're watching Archspire play, and then we have people talking to us as well. It's like, okay, literally one of the craziest bands in the world is playing right now. I don't think I can have a conversation and listen to this at the same time. It's gotta split your brain in half.
Sensory overload.
Yeah. I love that you guys mentioned Whitechapel. Phil's a beast, and I was Suicide Silence as well. I just seen them with Ginger, with the new singer.
I saw that tour too.
Oh, it was so good. That show was absolutely, and then All Hail the Yeti is a good one too. They were there.
Mhm.
It was, I just think, like, back in the day, like when we used to go to like if Cannibal Corpse would come, or just real, like Slayer. I've seen Slayer about 6 different times, right? The atmosphere today is so different, and like it's like so chill. It's really crazy. Like, it's in Cleveland, I know, because I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and there was like barely any moshing. It was like,
Hmm.
did I step into the Twilight Zone? Like, because I'm little, and if I go to shows, I wear heels and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna go in there, because that's for the guys. Like, I've learned my lessons with Slayer, like not to crowd surf.
Oh man,
Yeah, fair enough. I bet.
I've heard stories for sure.
Man, I swear, I was like, I didn't know that my underwear could get ripped off while I was still wearing my jeans, and there was fingers going places that they shouldn't be going in,
No
right?
way.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 98, I think, in 2000. I seen them every 2 years. I went to go see them, and then the last one was in 2000. It was bad. I was like, and it kind of like shied me away from shows for a while, because I was
Yeah, no
like,
kidding.
Yeah, no shit.
dude, like,
That's fucked up.
yeah, and but I've never had an experience like that ever before or since, and
Mm.
like, with you guys being sidelined, I know we had lockdown here, but you guys had a lockdown in Canada, I'm sure. Like, when you guys got that, like, the news, like, you can go back on the stage, how was that? Was that feeling like, oh,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we had been like we've only existed since COVID has existed, right? Like our first release was 2020, so we had never played any show as this band. Like the four of us had been in like a previous band that played a ton of shows, so it's the same four
mhm,
people. But with this project, yeah, we had never played before, so it was a long wait. And
mm,
by the time we finally played our first shows, Anthology was already out since August, and then we played 3 shows in November. So we played 3 shows in 1 month, and those are the only 3 shows we've played so far. So it was like a crash course and being like, "Fuck, I hope we're ready." But no, it was a lot of fun, and yeah,
yeah,
it was good to get back to it, because like not only had we not played a show in a really long time, but we hadn't even seen shows because there was no shows in Canada at all for basically two
A long
years.
time. Yeah.
So
yeah,
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 BC
it was awesome to get back to. It
BC
was a little
specific
different, but yeah. Sorry.
BC specifically had a very strong like stance on restrictions. So
mhm,
we didn't get shows for a really really long time. And like I work in the industry as well as like a promoter rep and a production manager at a venue. So that's my job besides what Andrew and I do as well. So it was just like I was eager to just go back to work,
yeah,
and just
really,
like work that stuff. And it kind of sucked because it was like a tease,
Yeah.
because they were like, y'all are back, let's go, you got 3 shows and you're working shows, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. And
Yeah.
then as soon as we did that, it was like, Omicron.
JK,
Just
just
kidding.
kidding.
It was like
Like,
a 3 week span of shows existing again, and then they were gone again. It's funny you were talking about the Suicide Silence Ginger tour. That was like the first show I had seen in almost 2 years. Like they were one of the very first shows back. It was like a couple days before Halloween or something like that.
yeah, I was November 7th. That was right after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was the only day they did in Canada. Even like they canceled all the Canadian dates. They only did BC, and also All Hail the Yeti wasn't there because they like couldn't get across the border, and
Oh,
then Ginger's drummer had COVID, so he also didn't come. So they played as like a 3 piece. It was
yeah.
super wild, but like all in all, I was like, "Fuck, I'm just happy to be here." It's been a long time, and despite all of those issues, like it was still an awesome show, and both bands put on a great
Yeah.
performance, and it was I don't know, it was cool to finally see something that I took for granted a little bit beforehand, because I was like, oh, there's a show every weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that you brought that up, because as human beings, I think we do take a lot of things for granted until it's taken away from us. And we're
Oh,
like,
definitely.
hey, can I have that back?
Yeah.
I definitely think that's the thing now, and I hope that people who went to shows now don't take it for granted like they used to. Like I don't care if people stand around and film sets and stuff, that doesn't bother me, but I feel like now people will really want to engage with the experience and maybe not do that as much, because
Yes.
now it's like this could be taken away from you at any time.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's nothing more annoying where you are at a concert and somebody's got their phone up the entire time and they're watching it through their phone. It's like, dude, go on YouTube, watch the videos, but we're here in person, and who knows if we're going to be able to do this again. Like, be present. And I think the whole atmosphere of a live show beats watching anything on YouTube, you know.
Oh,
But
definitely.
a lot of
I
people,
agree.
you know, they want to get that uploaded. They want, you know, I went to Sabaton with my son, and I did like a little snip, like a little clip, and then that phone was like in my pocket the whole time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what I do too. It's like, oh, just a little, maybe like for my favorite song, just like a little clip of it, and I'm like,
Just
all right, I'm good.
Keep it as a memory.
Yeah.
You know, like, hey, I was here. And guess what? Even if you didn't film it, people will probably believe that you were there.
Yeah.
And then you move on. So,
right.
It's not that hard to believe.
Right. So I was watching a couple of your guys' TikToks today, because you guys are all TikTok famous and stuff, which is so awesome, right? Yeah. And I seen, Andrew, you had a 6-string bass. And I was like, but you had a whole shitload of them behind you. So I was like, where's that big fucker? Was that like 8-string or 9? I was trying to count.
Oh, like the newer TikTok, I think that was probably like my 9-string guitar, which is ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. For Carcosa, we use 8 strings. I remember you were talking about that in your reaction video, right?
Yes.
It looked like it was as big as your head, I think you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Ormsby is huge.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Yeah. So for Carcosa, we use 8-string guitars. You can probably, some of them are over there.
I see them.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we do.
A lot. I'm looking at my monitor now. I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my Lord, a shitload.
There's a few.
That's awesome.
But yeah, for Carcosa we use 8 strings. We actually don't have a bassist in the band because we like to keep our group as tight as possible. So it's just the 4 of us.
4 of you guys, right? Yeah.
But like, you know, whoever writes the riff in Carcosa, like whether it's me, Cooper, or Johnny, we'll just also play bass, and we just like record it. And then when we play live, like there's, you know, a backing track that just plays the bass.
Yeah, easy.
We don't want to add another person at this point. We want to just keep it to the 4 of us.
We've all played in bands for a long time, and we realized, like, you know, maybe just keeping it small and actually liking the people you play with is more important. So,
right.
You know,
dicks need not apply. There's 4 of them here. We don't need another one.
You got it.
No, I think that's great. You know, to keep that circle small, you know, and it really does work, because your music is so fun. It's fun, but it's like, you could tell you guys just go hard in, you know, when I'm listening to it, my adrenaline starts going, my blood pressure rises. I get like I said, I'm really tiny, but I feel like I'm 10 foot tall and bulletproof. I'm like, let's go. And I think I can beat up Mike Tyson, which I can't. Right. But
that's the goal.
And I think it works for you guys, and being in that deathcore scene, you know, you have a lot of competition, and I did mention this in my reaction video too, like to stand out against all of these people in the deathcore scene, to make like yourselves stand out, you have to be really good. And I think you guys put your music together so awesome. It's just perfect.
Thank you. Really appreciate that.
You're welcome. I like to toot your horns a little bit here and there. Just give you guys some kudos, because, you know, I'm not just a reactor, I'm a fan as well. And, you know, I think that when I find music that I really like, I'm a proponent. Especially, I've seen you guys, how you interact with on your TikTok and all that. You're funny as hell. I did pull up a couple. I don't know if I can play them for you. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Johnny, you're up first.
Oh.
What's good? That made us who we are.
Well, did you hear that?
I can hear it. Yeah. I can't see it though.
Yeah, my dumb ass forgot to add it to the screen. Here we go. Are you ready, Johnny?
Oh, from our scanners, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I could blow it up. Well.
What's good? That made us who we are. So we got the nights are deeper and deeper to feel something. Whoa, I'm longing to feel that perfection and real, that perfection that real. Close your eyes, this will journey.
Damn!
Thought as I take it
like I pulled this up and I emailed it to myself, but I watched maybe 3 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Holy shit balls, dude. Like,
yeah, this song is pretty crazy in general.
I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, you are one of, like, wow, man. Yeah, you're a badass. That's for sure. I'll back it up just a smidgen here. Like, man, yeah, you have to warm up for this. I'm thoroughly convinced.
Exactly correct.
Is it too loud for you guys, or is that okay?
It's fine for me.
Okay.
It's cool for me. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play this rest. I got a couple more, just 2 more, but I have to get your take on these because they're funny.
That's just as lost as I am. Stop pretending it'll be just fine and never say that I'll be alright. I am just as broken as you. Until you know where to be. What's yours?
All right, I think that
I
was.
didn't know if I was
Loop.
in this one or not. I couldn't remember.
You are.
Yes, Andrew, there you are. That was cool. So yeah, you're getting there, Andrew. And look, you got a really good teacher there. Like your friend there is gonna, he's got you. He's got your back 100%. Now, how did you guys meet? This is what, like, it was. I was like, what do I answer that? Because I already told you guys I don't write nothing down or anything.
Right. Well, Johnny
want me
can
to
answer
tell the
this.
story?
Yeah, because it's way fucking funnier if you say
Oh yay!
Yeah. So it's kind of cool because a lot of things happened in one place that ended up kind of like being a thing later in the future for me, I guess. But I went to a show by myself at the venue I would end up running later.
I do that.
Yeah. So I went to Beartooth and Silverstein. And I had watched Andrew's videos before. Like, I just watched it as like a genuine like fan of watching his stuff. And I went to the show by myself and I saw that he was there. And I was like, oh, cool. It's Andrew. That's nice. Whatever. And we were in, there was a pit going on and I was in the pit zipping around. And I saw Andrew standing at the edge of the pit. And I was like, I didn't know it was him at first, and I was about to absolutely destroy him. And then I saw that it was Andrew.
You're like, oh, shit.
I was like, oh, fuck. Okay. So then I let up and whatever. So I didn't even talk to him at the show, like, at all. I just was like, all right, whatever. He's so famous. I don't want to talk to him. But so then later on, probably like a month or so later, Andrew made a post being like, hey, I want to do an Uptown Funk cover or something like that, back when Uptown Funk was coming out. And I had already done one by myself. So I was like, hey, I actually did one. And I sent it to him over a DM. And he's like, cool, whatever. And I knew that his band, Galactic Pegasus, at the time had just parted ways with their bass player. And I was a bass player as well. And I was like, hey, if you ever need a guy to play bass in your band, just let me know. I'm down to audition or do whatever.
Nice.
And then, I kind of just went on from there. And I ended up joining GP, and the rest was history after that.
Yeah.
That's so cool, man.
And then you became the vocalist of GP, and then it's weird how all that shit worked out. But yeah, that's how we first met.
Oh my god. And it was crazy because I was all right when I googled Carcosa. You guys are gonna shit when you see this. Hold on, let me pull up Google real right. And I was like, this cannot be. Well, it is. Like, I was like, holy shit. There's a band in Finland, right? And because I was like, what's Carcosa here? What is Carcosa here? Where is it at? Okay. Well, first it was, how did you guys come up with your name? First of all, how did you know that?
Sure. We based it off of a TV show called True Detective. Season 1 of that show, kind of the short version of it is like there's a city in the show called Carcosa. And then like the main villain of the show is like the King in Yellow, which is why our band uses like all yellow. Yeah. So that's like the short version of why we named ourselves that.
That's cool. Cause I seen on the anthology album that it was yellow. This was like, okay, it says a band split up. And when I seen that, I said, Oh no! I'm like, I didn't know because I didn't email you for a minute there, Andrew and Johnny, and I was like,
Oh, right, yeah.
oh no, what did I do? I knew I should have emailed these guys sooner, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But then my dumbass read it is these guys split up in 2002.
Yeah,
So I was like,
definitely not us.
different band, and it's so crazy because they're from Finland, and I was like, but they're from. And so it dawned on me, like my dumbass is so blonde that I was like, Jennifer, like you are the biggest tool in the whole wide world. All right, I have some more TikToks there. I just have to show you guys. I want to see what your take on this one. This one's from your TikTok, Andrew.
Oh, this is
what is this?
This is like the one I did for positive.
That was it for an amp, right?
Yeah, that was actually an ad I did for this company called Positive Grid. They make like this little practice amp, and they wanted me to like make a TikTok advertising it for them. And I was like, well, I might as well advertise my band and the amp and Liquid Death.
And Liquid Death.
Yeah, I seen that was like a triple endorsement. And you
Yeah,
had your Carcosa guitar with you. Was there anything more on here, or is that it?
No, I think that's it. I don't know why there's a bunch of blank space. I guess I fucked that up.
Oh, it's okay. We
Oops.
do that.
But yeah, no, that was just yeah. So like Johnny was saying, like he works at a venue, but for me, like I do like content creation full time, so I do a lot of like sponsors like that. So yeah, the company just was like, do something with this amp, and that's what I ended up doing because it was a nice summer day. I was like, sure. I mean, this is a small amp. I could take it outside, and yeah, I don't know. That's what ended up happening.
And I can't believe it could handle your guitar because that's insane.
Yeah,
very true.
Yeah. I think that's why they wanted me to do it, is because like probably most people would think like, oh, it's like a small amp, it probably can't do that. But man, I don't know, it did its job well.
Cool.
Yeah, it kicked hard. Now you guys are up in British Columbia. I'm down in Cleveland, and our weather is bipolar as fuck. Like we had 60 degrees yesterday. It's like -30 here. We're in Fahrenheit because I know you guys use Celsius.
Yeah.
But what's your guys' snow looking like?
There's no snow right now, but yeah, in January it was crazy. It was like the most snow we've had. Like I think, wasn't it like a record like in years and years and years, right?
Yeah. Well, so like contrary to popular belief, specifically in Vancouver, we really don't get snow like at all. It's mostly rain. So yeah, the snow that we had this winter was the most the city had in like 40 years or something.
Yeah,
like it was a lot.
Yeah, us too. We got one night, literally 4 feet in one night.
Yeah, I think that's more than we had here, I'm sure, but it was definitely like, I don't know how much we had.
I can't remember how much it was, but it was enough to just send the city into chaos because like we have no like major snow removal budget in Vancouver. And people here also do not drive with all seasons or winter tires. So everyone's just going crazy out here. Yeah, it's wild.
Our first snowfall, like we could get like a little like a dusting of snow. And these idiots over here in Cleveland, they drive like they're crashing into each other. It's so funny. It's like looking at like bumper cars.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. I'm
it's
like,
the same here.
You all lived in Ohio for your entire life, and you don't remember not to drive like an asshole when it starts to snow. Like, it's so fun though to watch people crash and stuff. Not like not like really bad or anything,
I got you.
Just bumper cars.
Yeah. I watch those videos on YouTube all the time of like the ice and people are sliding, and I I like pee myself laughing, not like literally, but you
Yeah.
get it. I think I found a funny TikTok, and I'm sorry when I pull these up, they like start so fast. I'm
It's
all
so
good.
that's TikTok for you.
Yeah.
I'm so old. It's like so hard for me to do this sometimes. So I got this one now. This is from the this is with you and Andrew from Vermin. This is I picked it because it was the first song I did from you guys with Double T. And let me see if I can do this again. I gotta remember which buttons to press. I'm so silly. Oh, look it, we're on this side now. Isn't that funny? Do you like this? Do you guys like this one or this one? This one? I like that.
I'm the side one is cool because then you can see the whole thing.
Yeah, sure.
How's the weather down there, boys? Don't look up my skirt, please. You know, if you do, just tip me $5. We'll be even. All right.
Trust in the weight of the snow. No need to supersede. That's what I'll sing the melody.
Yep.
From this treasure tree, I'm longing for eternal sleep.
God damn.
The edges of eternity, I shall break the chains that hold me down under this weight.
Wow. Jeez, oh, Pete. And you know, I thought I must have not emailed myself anymore. I thought I emailed myself the funny ones, but even so, like it must not have fit in there because of the pure awesomeness. Was like, yeah, Gmail couldn't handle you guys. So yeah, you're welcome. So I'm thinking like this, like I look and I said it before, like your beard there, Johnny, like it really is. I'm like, I know there's a secret to that beard. Like it gives you those magical vocal powers because you're a really like, even though you're doing your growls and your screams, you know, and those false vocal cords are just so going. I can hear your words, and a lot of deathcore bands that I've heard before, like I'm like, where's the lyric video? Where's the closed captioning? And you know, sometimes YouTube with the closed caption, they steer you all kinds of wrong, and you're just like,
big time.
The legibility is so great, and I appreciate that. It's so cool, man. I absolutely love your band. I think it's so much fun.
Nice, thanks. Yeah, I really wanted to focus to the best of my ability to make everything I do vocally actually like, you know, articulate so that people can understand what I'm saying. Cause like, you know, I do love, you know, brutal toilet bowl vocals and stuff. And I think that's really cool. But I also think it's like a time and place kind of thing.
Yeah.
It makes like those vocals really impact when they're used sparingly. And I also like just in general for writing music for Carcosa, and Andrew can obviously attest to this, but like it might be like a niche, like deathcore is a niche, but I still want to make it accessible to people who maybe don't listen to the genre or never have before. So if they can listen to an aggressive band like us and understand what I'm saying right away, I think that pulls people in a little bit more.
Yes.
As opposed to just the shock value of just like brutal pig squeals and fart noises, you know what I mean?
Oh my God. That is exactly what Andrew, when you were like 15 and you're listening to Whitechapel and stuff, but back then, like you didn't hear those, like, you know, and remember Guar, that band Guar, and they make all these funny, silly noises. Mushroom Head did too.
Right.
I don't know if you guys like them or not, but just I can't. They're from Cleveland, and I just
Mushroom Head?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember them. Yeah, I didn't. It was like them versus Slipknot for a while, and I was like, I don't know. There's a
Yeah,
few
yeah.
songs. To be fair, there was a few songs that I did like from them, but yeah, it was not my thing overall.
No, no, yeah. The way they treated their own band members and fans and smaller, like if you guys are playing a venue and like let's say All Hail the Yeti, just I'm using that because they were the opening act for Suicide Silence.
Mhm.
And so they're treating these opening acts like dog shit, like making their okay. So we're selling a concert tee for $55. So you have to up your merchandise because you're not going to sell your merchandise. Because I did
Yeah.
work at a music venue and they headlined a couple times. And the way they treated people was very rough and bullied their own band members and stuff. And I'm just like, damn. So I got into there's a guy that plays the water drums and his name, I don't remember what his name was. And I think I had a baby, so I didn't go out for like 8 months. And everyone's seen me out. They're like, here, Jen, here's some Fireball. I don't drink, so I drink a lot instead of Fireball. And the way he approached people, I don't know what happened. I just kind of snapped a little, and I just gave him a little to the eyeball. And so when yeah, it was all bad. It was not my proudest moment.
Wow.
But I mean, you treat people like shit, and it's like, I'm not gonna speed. I'm not that one that does this. Like, ooh, let me put that on the internet. I'm just gonna like do something about it. You know what I mean?
Our scene
Crazy.
is smaller than people think.
Yeah.
Right. So if you are a bad person, if you do shitty things, if you treat people like shit, everyone talks about it. Everyone's gonna know. So
Yeah.
we try our very best to be good people, and I think we are genuinely good people.
Yeah.
We're fucking dumb, like we're stupid, but like we like to interact with people who interact with us, and genuinely thank people who listen to our music and buy our merch. And when we go to shows, we want to be approachable. I don't want to. I might like sometimes look scary, but I'm really not. I'm a big fucking teddy bear, baby
Least scary
boy.
person I know. I would
Yeah.
say.
So, but yeah, word of mouth travels, right?
Yeah, and that's a good point too, because again, like using All Hail the Yeti as an example, like Suicide Silence are the total opposite of that. I can tell you for sure. Like they are super nice to everyone on the bill. Like when I was at that show, like I met up with the vocalist and one of the guitarists from Suicide Silence, and yeah, they were like incredibly nice to me, and it was really cool to be able to meet them. So if they're that nice to me, I'm like, well, fuck, I don't know, they're probably good people to everyone they work with. They just seem like those kind of people. Whereas on the other hand, I'm sure, well, Johnny probably can't say, but like we've both had experiences with, other bands who are not that way. And, word travels fast for sure.
Working in the industry, you meet some shitty people. For sure.
Yeah, I think that's so sad because, like, sometimes what can happen is karma, and like people who treat other people like shit, eventually karma comes around and bites them in the ass. And now, like, the smaller bands that were treated like shit are now headlining, and then now, when it all comes down to, hey, now I want to play your show. I want to headline your. They're like, you remember that one time you asshole? So I think it's all's fair in love and war with that, and what's you get what you put out, and like now that I got to talk to you guys, because I was like on that reaction video, I kind of like looked like a deer in headlights after I said something about your beard. And now I'm just like, I would definitely, like, since you know what I look like now, I do want to have some crazy blonde chick running up to you going, I'd be like, dude, you're so awesome. But then I would just be like, you're awesome.
Yeah, I get that a lot. But yeah, like we were saying before too, about like, when we were younger, being impressionable with listening to music and bands and stuff. It's the same thing in a live setting when you're meeting people too. Like if you're a young kid and you want to meet, a band and they treat you like shit, you're going to remember that forever. You're going to be like, these guys told me I was a piece of shit and now I don't like them. Like you don't want to give off that vibe to, the younger audience, especially within our subgenre too. It's primarily younger kids. So you want to try and, be inclusive with everybody.
Yeah, I've seen musicians be like, fuck the fans. And even me, I was taken aback. Like, I don't like to like name names or anything like that, but it was just like one of those humbling experiences that I had. I was just like, and I like Andrew, you have a ton of subscribers, and you guys on TikTok are doing so well. And see, I don't even I look at my sub count and I still can't believe there was 100,000. You know, I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
believe it. I'm just like, but I'm like not going to be that one that looks down on people,
No,
or like
no.
I don't even like calling people fans. I like to call them like, well, we're just a little family or something. But
Right.
you know, I've seen that where musicians have been like, fuck the fans, I don't care, because I think they've made it to that level to
Hmm.
where, you know, they could do whatever the fuck they want. They don't have to worry about money no more. So they're like, fuck the fans. And I appreciate you guys are like nothing like that.
No.
Yeah, we certainly try not to be, because I don't
Yeah.
know, like I feel more like how you feel, Jen, where I am constantly surprised at like that anybody follows me or Carcosa or anything. Like I don't think of it as like, yeah, of course they do. Like not at all. I'm surprised every day when I'm like, oh shit, I have however many followers on TikTok or whatever. I'm like, I never thought that would happen. It's the total opposite, where I'm like thankful for that, and
Right.
at the same time I'm like, I don't even know why the fuck this happened. Like I'm trying to make it happen, but I'm like, it's almost like, oh fuck, what's the word? There's like a term for it, like imposter syndrome, where you're like, why me, in a way. That's more how I feel, if anything.
Well, I think it's just because of you guys are who you are and you don't portray anybody else. You don't try to be like anybody else. You're yourselves, and that resonates with people. And you guys said it, not me, because I don't want you to like be like this bitch, you know. But you're like, we're dumb. And that just to me it means you're fun as hell and you're goofy. You just like to fuck around, but you know you're not fuck ups. You're fun and you're yourself. You're organic and relatable. And like you have a check name next to your name on YouTube, Andrew. So that means you got over 200, I think 250. You get
Oh, did
that
they
little,
change it? I didn't know they changed that.
yeah, you got
Oh
that
shit.
little check for, because when I seen that you had commented one, I was like, well, who's this motherfucker with that check next to his name? He's got a lot of subscribers. And first I was clueless as to it. I was like, well, how come he has a check? I don't, what's going on here? Is he like, you know? And then I seen, I was like, oh, it was before, you know, I think I was looking up because I like Intergalactic Criminal or
Mhm.
Galactic Criminal,
Mhm.
and I seen that you had commented on there, and then it kind of like dawned on me. I'm like, oh, he's in the band, and I
I
was
see,
like,
I see.
that's so cool too when you guys do that, when you see reactions coming out and then you guys comment. I mean, I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, we
like,
watched
yeah,
them, right?
I try and do that as much as possible. Like I always remember when I was, you know, younger, like when I first started YouTube, for example. Like I've been doing this shit for a long time. Like it's not like you know, back when I had like only a few hundred subscribers, or even less than that. Like if I ever had like a cover, like let's say I do a cover of Suicide Silence, and like someone in that band commented on my cover, I would be like, holy fuck, this is the best day of my life. I cannot believe this just happened. And like I always remember how that felt, because it was a great feeling. And I still feel that way today. Even like if a band I like comments on my shit, I still feel like, oh fuck yeah, that's awesome. Like that makes my day. So I'm just like, well, why would I not do that for people that do any content relating to my band's music? Like if I know how good that feels, like I would love to make people feel that way too, you know?
Absolutely. I
100%.
think that's humility at its finest. And I think that in a world full of assholes, it's so refreshing that, you know, you guys are who you are. And I think that's just badass.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
We're trying.
So now, all right, before we wrap this up, I want to know who, if like you got a call from what band, like I don't know if you guys can both, if you both have the same opinion or not, but if you got a call for, let's say, your favorite band to come play and to come be, you know, their direct support, like who would that be, and how would you be like, like who would make you go holy shit balls of fire?
You first.
Oh man. Fuck. This is always
Okay, if you don't know, I can go first. 'cause I have
go
no
first.
idea.
Go first.
Mine would definitely be the Acacia Strain.
Mm,
I've
that
always
makes sense.
been a die-hard Acacia Strain fan for years. So if they ever asked us to do anything, it would be like, yeah, We're doing it. How do we?
We
How do we
gotta
do it? Where are we going? Let's just fucking go.
Yeah.
drop,
It wouldn't be like, hey
drop
guys, do you
everything.
want to play with the acacia strain? It would be like, hey guys, we
We
are
are doing
playing with
it.
the acacia strain. All of you have to figure it out, right?
Yeah, exactly correct.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta come to Cleveland, Ohio. We have to go to probably Just saying.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Fuck, I think I would go with like, I would say probably Humanity's Last Breath. They're like a little newer of a band, but I just feel like we have taken like so much influence from what they do that it would be really cool to see just to watch them do their thing live like every night and be able to just ask them questions and like see how they do everything. Because like, I don't know, I'm like a huge nerd and I like always watch their like guitar videos especially, and I'm just like, how the fuck do you think of stuff like that? Like I could just like never write riffs that way, and I would lose my mind to be able to watch them do that every single day.
They are a big influence on the band for sure. For all
Awesome. That's so cool. Because I was going to ask that if I would have written it down in a notebook, that probably would have been one of those questions, like who influenced you guys? But I'm glad you brought that up because like I told you guys before, I don't like to write things down because then I'd sound like a robot and be like totally fake and stuff. And this I think what I love to do here is just show people like who you guys are, how you think, how you act, and yeah, you're musicians, you're rock stars, but you're also human beings, and that's the fun part of getting to know people and how personal, interpersonal you guys are, and how well you communicate with others, and just how fun you are. I really appreciate that as a fan as well. You know, I think that's great that you guys are like that. It's refreshing to say the least, because I know in my 41 years on this earth, you know, like I said earlier, lately, I've dealt with so many assholes, but it's like the universe is bringing all of these really good people into my life, and I think it's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Thank you for being genuine with us as well.
Absolutely.
And asking genuine questions. It's great. That in itself is also refreshing.
Aw, you guys are amazing. Okay, you guys. Now, your album is out on what platforms?
Everywhere. Yeah, it's all the usuals.
Music, everything.
That's awesome. So I'm when I upload the video, I will absolutely post all of the links for you guys so we can get you guys some what is it, the charts? How do the deathcore charts work?
I don't know.
Charting in general is
so
pretty
confusing.
Crazy. Like in terms of like actual like Billboard charts, that has to do with actual physical sales of CDs. But for other charting, like anything else, just listen to the things and people
it's like
see the things.
Sometimes it's just like a person at Spotify happened to come across their desk today and they were like, I like this, and just luck of the draw.
Luck of the draw, baby.
Yeah. That's so awesome. All right, guys, I hate to kick you out, but I have to, because I have a little one I have to go get, and I absolutely appreciate you guys coming on. I will I'll be in touch with you guys. I think this is absolutely amazing, and I'm really grateful that you guys did play a part in that celebration video. That was like, when I seen you guys, I was like, holy shit balls, no way. Like my eyeballs got like as big as saucers. I was like, oh my fuck, this is so cool.
Well, congratulations.
I appreciate you guys. I really do. And I wish you the utmost, just the utmost success. And if you guys ever come to Cleveland, please just reach out and I'll buy a ticket. Absolutely.
You'll
awesome.
know.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. This was Andrew and Johnny from Carcosa. You better get hip. If you don't, I'll kick you in the balls. All right, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, guys, that was Andrew Baina and Johnny. I forgot how to say his last name. Oh God, I'm really bad at that. They're from Carcosa. I think it's an Italian name, but I butcher names all the time, and I don't want him to be like, that bitch can't even say my name. And I just don't want to embarrass myself any more than I probably already have. My mom watches these, so I do have to kind of act like semi-professional in a way. Anyways, you guys, that was amazing. We get to see Carcosa. Deathcore, I think a lot of people, especially my audience, has this common misconception that these deathcore singers are just these mean, rotten, devil-worshipping, like, whatevers. But really, no, they're just human beings they're fun. And like Johnny and Andrew were saying, they're goofy. And, getting to know them as a human being, that's what I like to do. I like to spotlight them and show you guys the human behind these so like sub like or inhuman sounds that they make, because that's a special kind of talent coming from the false vocal cord era. I've always been fascinated with it. And go out, please get yourself a physical copy of Anthology. Go follow them on TikTok. And like I said, I will post all of their links down below in the description. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I think his name was Cimarillo. I'm trying to figure it out. I got put on the spot there for a second because I was like, oh no. Yeah, he's amazing though. All of these guys are absolutely great. And I'm so fortunate enough that I got to have them today come on here to show you guys, how organic this flows and how easy that conversation was. It was just like I've known them, or like I could walk up to these guys at a concert and be like, hey, I'm Jen. Hi, I'm Johnny. Hi, I'm Andrew. They are just so approachable. And I don't want people to think that just because they're in a deathcore band, one of my top 3, by the way, that they're not approachable at all, because they very well are, and funny as hell. The TikTok, and you guys got to check them out. It's quite amazing to see how humorous they actually are. So you guys take care of yourselves, take care of one another, stay metal. And I will again link all of their links in the description. So thanks again for tuning in. I'm just Jen with another sit down. Well, I'm just chilling with the bands. It's not really an interview now, is it? All right, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, the subscribe button, share. And if you want to see me interview your favorite artist, you can put them down in the comments. Or if you have any questions for Andrew or Johnny, you can go ahead and put them down in, and maybe they'll check it out. Maybe they'll answer for you, because they are really personal and they do like to answer people's questions. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. My name is Just Jen, and that's it. See you guys.